uh, respected chairman and senior colleagues and dear friends. I am highly obliged by Dr. Roshan Wade to allow me to present this talk. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak on this subject. The respected we define the Rastoni surgery as a routine lateral closed wedge osteotomy plus osteoclysis of the posterior cortex and femoral medullary canal decompression with implant. So we are proceeding first before going to the osteotomy, preoperative planning must be done. Number one, AP standing X-ray with weight bearing of affected knee for rough calculation. Multi-slice CT scan to prepare 3D model by Curie's Data Science, Louisville, USA for preparing soft link plus 3D model. MRI for cartilage mapping and relaxometry. Long leg X-ray film to find out angle of correction by Niazi method. Here it is 18.3 as shown in figure. So number one is for rough calculation and number 2, 3 and 4 are accurate planning. And if the diameter of the tibia is 57 mm, then your rough calculation is much accurate. But if the diameter of tibia is more than 57, then your rough calculation lead to undercorrection. And if it is smaller than 57, then it will lead to overcorrection. So in such situation, the accuracy can be calculated with Pythagorean theorem. Now let us go through the procedure of steps. A lateral incision is put, a lazy S incision transversely between lower pole of patella and tibial tuberosity. And skin, subcutaneous tissue and the quadriceps expansion is cut and ligamentum patelli is isolated. And the fat underneath the ligamentum patelli is excised to visualize the subchondral bone. First cut of should be put with the saw parallel to the articular cartilage 1 centimeter below the articular cartilage, and second cut with second saw as per decided wedge. Then wedge is removed from the anterior aspect, and that is why after taking out some cancellous bone, you can see the posterior cortex also. So you can do osteoclysis of the posterior cortex within the periosteal tube. Then closure of the wedge is done by valgus strain. And after that, disruption of the superior tibiofibular joint is to be carried out to allow head of the fibula to override. 2 centimeter of the proximally 2 centimeter from the articular surface of the femur, a small cut is put in lateral cortex of the femur, calculated from the 3D model with the thin osteotome and medullary canal reach and drain with the gouge to decompress the medullary canal to decrease throbbing and rest pain. Closure of the quadriceps expansion and regular closure of the wound done without drain because medullary canal is open up. Immediately after putting the well-padded dressing, long brace is applied with the valgus correction at the knee, which does not have hinge, to keep the knee in extension, which is to be worn continuously for 30 days. On very second day, patient is made to walk with full weight bearing with walker by physiotherapist. And other exercises like ankle pump, active SLR and static quadriceps drill should be started along with. Sutures to be removed on 15th day of surgery and long leg brace is reapplied after application of the anti-allergic and antifungal ointment painted over the whole limb, and fast dressing is put and the long leg brace is again applied and patient is allowed to walk with the brace on with walker. After another 15 days, long leg brace is removed and short brace is given with hinge to allow mobilization exercises of the knee. Walking is done with the help of stick for 2 weeks, and after 6 weeks short brace is removed and patient is allowed to walk without brace. Thereafter 6 to 8 weeks we take Rosenberg view to see medial opening. After 6 months, we subject the patient for cartilage mapping for MRI to know regeneration of cartilage as well as its thickening. Here is the example, 64 years old male, pre-op and post-op cartilage mapping done, and the report given by the Medimex radiologist as compared to the pre-operative MRI dated 17/4/2019, which showed complete cartilage loss in medial tibiofemoral compartment. There is regeneration of cartilage noted on present scan with good thickness, and relaxometry value suggests of excellent response to Rastoni surgery and treatment. Relaxometry value in normal cartilage is between 20 to 40 ms. Other case, 60 years old female, pre and post MRI done, and cartilage mapping was carried out as compared, and report given by the Medimex radiologist as compared to preoperative MRI dated 27/1/2021. There is increased cartilage thickness and regeneration after the Rastoni surgery suggestive of improvement. Third case, a 58 years old male, where the same thing was done, and the lateral compartment also showing good cartilage thickness as compared to preoperative MRI dated 25/1/2021. There is evidence of cartilage regeneration with increased thickness seen in scan taken on 14/8/2021. after the Restoni surgery. The advantages of this treatment is joint is not opened up, and indirect opening of the medial compartment producing shifting of the weight-bearing axis through the Fujisawa point, and patient get good mobility and good range of motion after 4 to 6 weeks as long as joint is not opened up. Patient is able to sit cross-legged and squat without pain and can perform Vajrasan and Namas. In some patients also perform outdoor activities like playing football, dancing, driving, etc., his or her own entertainment purpose. No implant is used in surgery, and we immobilize the limb with a customized brace, and this is why there is no chance of foreign body reaction, infection, and other complications like fat embolism and DVT. We haven't yet came across any case of non-union. Limitation of our technique is skin rashes because of brace and patient with sensitive skin. In osteoporosis and old age, loss of correction is possible, which can be covered by overcorrection. Intolerance to brace, it's a contraindication. In extreme rare cases, we get transient lateral popliteal nerve palsy because of certain strap of brace or sudden relaxation of stretched lateral popliteal nerve. Case 1, where there is grade 1, grade 3 medial compartment syndrome, you can see the opening of the medial compartment. Patient is able to do Vajrasan and squatting. Case 2, preoperative access suggestive grade 3 involvement, and postoperatively you can see the medial compartment is opened up, and in spite of obesity, patient is able to sit on floor with cross-legged, operated on right side. The study of Madimax as compared to preparation, MRI dated 25/1 to 2021, there is evidence of cartilage regeneration with the increased thickness seen in scan taken at 14/8/21 after the Restoni surgery. You can see the patient who is weighing 117 kg weight, 6 months post-op, patient is able to sit cross-legged and doing exercise in gym. We have got post-operative data of 502 patients. And the conclusion is that the cartilage mapping is very important to judge regarding the regeneration of the cartilage, its thickening, and relaxometry value. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful lecture. And for those youngsters who don't know sir is a prominent orthopedic surgeon from Ahmedabad. His specialty is treating deformities, basically of patients who are polio. And he has done more than 1,500 complex surgeries of the knee. And he has around 35 years of experience. in the field of orthopedics. He's a prominent faculty in the Indian orthopedic scenario as well as in our country. Proud to have you, sir, here, and we are really honored to see this wonderful technique which can be done in a very innovative way, and in most remote places of our country probably this can be practiced really well. Having said that, paper is open for discussion, and if anybody has got some questions for sir, please go ahead and kindly ask.
Sir, question is, if you are opening the vase anteriorly and closing it, so probably you are changing the tibial slope.
After opening the vase from anterior side and after removal of some cancellous bone, you can visualize the posterior cortex. And under direct vision, you may do osteoclasis, means small incision is put over the cortex without damaging the periosteum, within the periosteal tube. And you are disrupting the superior tibiofibular syndesmosis, which also allow the full correction by valgus strain.
એવું કેવું છે કે એન્ટિરિયર સ્લોપ એટલે એન્ટિરિયર વેજ કાઢો પોસ્ટિરિયર ક્લેસિસ કરો તો ટીબિયલ સ્લોપ ઓલ્ટર થાય પોસ્ટિરિયર ટીબિયલ સ્લોપ.
But usually the slope is never changing, because when you do some cuts in the posterior cortex, it will allow the whole thing to collapse. It will not become like that anteriorly closed and posteriorly it remains attached, because you have put a small cuts within the periosteal tube just to allow it to complete sliding of surface to surface.
So in future TCAR surgery, this transverse incision will be an issue. That's what he is concerned.
Usually not, because we are taking lazy ass incision, and on lateral side we are going towards the superior tibiofibular joint, and anteriorly we are going up to the medial cortex and putting the lever to preserve the medial collateral ligament.
Sir, good morning, sir. I am Dr. Subramanian from Madurai. Excellent series, very large number of patients, 502 patients. I just want to know your trick in maintaining the stability without implant and without POP also. What is your secret, sir?
Sir, that is why we have made a custom-made belt. Usually in initial phases, we were used to give plaster. I have seen Dolakia Sahib giving plaster in valgus. So we are preparing this custom-made belt from the beginning, before operation, after taking measurement, and giving valgus angle in the belt also. And for 1 month we are keeping it straight. We won't allow patient to do flexion. There is no hinge in the belt, in first belt. Second belt is given after 30 days, which is having hinge, and patient start mobilization. Only problem is that skin rashes may occur in sensitive skin. That care we have to take by application of anti-allergic ointment as well as antifungal ointment all over the leg, and then apply a soft roll and put a small dressing and well-padded soft roll, and then to apply our long brace. But those who are not ready to wear that belt, then it is a contraindication to do this surgery.
Sir, one last question for lack of time. The Fujisawa point probably is a little controversial to correct the deformity. In your case, you always correct it to the Fujisawa point, or you bring it little short, keep it little less? How is it, sir?
I have shown that we are doing all preoperative assessment by AP X-ray, long leg X-ray, and to decide the angle of correction means the height of the wedge on lateral side, and accordingly we cut out the wedge. So
Always you go to the Fujisawa point, or you?
no, we usually go through the Fujisawa point from 30 to 40% from center of the knee. In most of the cases, wherever it is possible.
So thank you, sir, for your lucid talk, and we hope that you will bring out this series in a nice paper so that it will be beneficial for all the research scientists in the country. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Honor to have you, sir.